Hola, I'm going to Ecuador with almost no money, no film crew, no makeup or friends except for the one I made. Just myself snorkeling with the sea turtles and the cute fishies, conquering the sky like a Superman as well conquering the insanely fast current and swinging myself to the moon and hiking one of the world's highest active volcanoes. Not to mention sampling all the amazing local cuisines and experiencing the colorful culture of this nation. All done safely, inexpensively, and easily. Anything I can do, you can do. DIY destinations Ecuador, and you are invited. We are so fortunate to live in a small world with so many cultures, so much beauty, and so much diversity. The world waits for no one, and it's up to each of us to discover its magnificent destinations. I want to make travel accessible to all of us by showing how it can be done safely and inexpensively. Officially the Republic of Ecuador, this territory of the modern nation was once home to a variety of Amerindian groups within the Inca Empire during the 15th century. Colonized by the Spain during the 16th century and emerged as its own sovereign state in 1830. Today, it is home to an ethnically diverse population of 17.1 million. It is credited with the creation of the new constitution of 2008, the first in the world to recognize the legal enforcement right of the nature. That's why I'm here, to see and experience its amazing unspoiled nature, the hospitality of its people, the food, and the heartbeat of this progressive nation. Let us start our journey with Air Canada's inaugural flight from Toronto to Quito, the capital of Ecuador. Well, it's a nice welcoming. I got a treat on this inaugural flight. So with that being said, let's continue our path to the immigrations. Immigration done. So officially, welcome to Quito's people. So next, baggage claim. Follow me this way. Ecuador uses good old US dollars, so bring some with you since the airport ATM have low withdrawal limits and high fees. You don't need it for the ride. You got two options to get down to city center cheap. Public buses operate 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. and cost $2. It takes you to Terminal Casian. From there, it costs 25 cents to get down to Old Town Quitos. But please, be careful of pickpocketing. It is a pandemic in Ecuador. I took the express bus options and it dropped you off near the old airport. So we arrive at the bus terminal here, and from here, grab one of those Hell taxi rides and to the downtown, and that is what we're gonna be waiting for. I recommend you stay in the Old Town Quitos, as most of the attractions are walking distance, and I like to thank my accommodation sponsor Hump Day Hostels, just located a few minutes away. They offer both clean private rooms and dorm rooms, hot shower 24 hours a day, and hot breakfast. And of course, friendly and helpful staff. Thanks guys! Here in Ecuador, they use a good old US dollar. So if you're from the good old USA, keep it simple. Just bring your money here and you're ready to go. But if you're from other countries, well, the best thing is to look for a fee-free ATM. Even though they may not charge you a fee on this end, your bank might charge you a fee on your end. With that being done, let's start by exploring the historical Old Town. The historic district is considered the heart of Quitos and was the first city named by UNESCO World Heritage Site. So we'll start our journey right here at the heart of Quito at the Grand Plaza. This historic plaza is considered the most beautiful of all in South America. And behind it is also the presidential palace of Ecuador. This is a central square of the city and one of the symbols of the executive power of the nation. Its main feature is a monument to the independent hero of August 10, 1809, dated remembered as the first crown independence of the loyal audience of Quito from Spanish monarchy. Initially, it was just an esplanade of packed dirt that was placed in a water source to supply the vital liquid to the neighborhoods. In the year 1612, when the power of the city moved to the area around the Plaza Grande, they decided to call it this way for being the largest at the time. If you got sins to confess, you can do so at the Monastery of La Concepcion, located next to the presidential palace. The monastery is considered the oldest in Quito, and since its inception has been part of Franciscan order. Founded in 1577, the church and convent were built in the 17th centuries. Their patron saint is Our Lord of Good Success. Two apparitions and miracles are attributed. On the Candelarias, February the 2nd, people carry candles to be blessed. The cloister also opened its door on Christmas Eve. Oh, let's talk about another church. Just one more, I promise. The church and the convent of St. Francis is a 16th century Roman Catholic church. Together, the church and convent encompass 3 hectares, including 13 cloisters, 3 churches, and a large courtyard. Not only its religious significance, but the largest architectural ensemble among the historical statues of the colonial Latin America. So I'm heading out to the statue of the Virgin, and it costs 25 cents by bus actually. The sign is actually either 208 or the sign you could say the center of the world. I'll show you. It's not that difficult. On the base of Virgin of Quito statue, you'll get a breathtaking panoramic view of Quito's. On the weekends, there's also live entertainment, all free. Not to mention local cheap eats, including local style popsicle to keep you hydrated. It's really hot out here, and Quito is really hot, so one of the things I recommend is to grab one of these freshly made real fruit ice popsicle sticks. Only 25 cents? It's actually not bad. Yeah. After all that sugar, I got high, with an even higher goal in mind. So to go up to visit the statue, it costs $1. I don't want to argue with them. Usually I get into these places free. So the second level is dedicated to showcasing the history of the construction of this statue. Initially, the Virgin of Quito is a wooden sculpture that was commissioned in 1734 as a 2-meter high sculpture that is derived from the biblical description of women of apocalypse. This particular virgin became a popular cult image, which is venerated via innumerable replicas throughout the northern Andes. Now, of course, the third level, the beautiful view of Quito. Also fresh air here, so which is really nice. A nice change. There are countless large and small devotional images of Virgin throughout Latin America, replicating the famed original sculpture in the Church of San Francisco. The largest being this statue, called the Virgin of Panecillo. The local consider it as a guardian of Quito's. The statue made from 7,400 pieces of aluminum and being 200 meters tall and completed in 1975, overlooking the hills of Quito. After getting blessed by the Virgin, it's time to hop onto a direct public bus to the center of the world, literally. Along the downhill, there's many viewpoints for those of you who love taking selfies. By the way, the ride takes about an hour and costs about 25 cents. Here you go. After like an hour of bus ride, we made it to the monument and it is right over there. Once I get there, I lost interest after learning that there is no hot chicks there. Actually, the real reason is it costs $5, long lineup, and actually it's 200 meters away from the equator line. But just 3 minutes walkway, there is an Interneon Solar Museum. It is an intriguing and family-friendly museum about Ecuadorian ancient civilizations and obviously to learn about the magnetic lines.
Guarani are indigenous that live in the north side of the Ecuadorian Amazon in the Ziplining National Park, one of the most diverse places in the whole world. And of course, these people are still living like that. So if you want to enter to these communities, it's better to ask permission first. And we have to go with local guides. The chief of the community has bigger holes in their ears, and according to the size, you will see how important they are.
This is also where you get to see traditional Ecuadorian way of life.
Wow. That lady in the picture, she was the owner of this house. So this is not a replica. And what we want to see is how the houses are built. And look, this is bamboo of altitude, carrizo, which make it so resistant, earthquake proof, and also thermic, so the temperatures inside are cooler, at night it's going to be warmer. But this is not complete if you don't have guinea pigs. They will be so important for the indigenous cosmovision. First, it's their meat. They eat it for important celebrations. They have it in their homes because they can feel like bad energies of visitors that come in the house. They believe that they will be noisy when it's somebody coming with bad energy to the house. Those are the beliefs here in the Andes. It's that Ki means middle and Tu means earth. This was called Quito. And the local people who lived here on the equator, they already knew about it.
One of the fascinating exhibits includes a replica of a burial site from the pre-Inca era.
When the people at the time died, they would be buried in a fetal position, and the bodies will be always inside the pots. Because what they want to represent here is how we are in the womb of our mother. If you want to buy.
I also got a warning not to piss in the Amazon River.
Because it's attracted to the ammonia of our urine, and when these are so little and tiny, they go in our urethra, they open their valves, and we need to take it out, surgery.
Now, this all sounds interesting, but I'm not leaving until I get a physics lesson on the center of the Earth.
This is an example of how...
The guy also showed me some interesting experiments. Basically, water will naturally flow in different clockwise directions depending on the side of the equator.
And once you're farther to the north side,
the conflicting gravitational pull from the north and the south supposedly make it difficult to walk in the straight line along the actual equator. Balancing an egg on a tiny pedestal is easier on the equator because the yolk falls straight to the bottom inside the shell. I'm totally exhausted, but let's fuel up before heading home. If you are adventurous, considering trying one of the local favorites, our roasted guinea pigs.
They put some dressing on it, and then they stick it on this stick, and then they put the stick right into the oven.
These animals plays a significant part in everyday life of Ecuadorians as they reproduce rapidly and need a minimum of food and care to survive. They make for a high protein meal, especially for population living at high altitude. If you are scared, no worries. There's a lot of choices when it comes to street food, costing only $1. So cheap. So if you want to taste variety type of meat, the best way to go is get one of those skewers. They have chicken, sausages. I think they also have pineapples at the same time. And it smells actually really nice. For full dinner, I got you covered. Over here, if you go to a side street, you get a meal like this. Basically, you get a soup, a drink, and also a barbecue chicken for $2.75 or so. Yeah, it's not really that much. That is how I ended my day, so have a good night and rest. Because next day, we are going to visit Charles Darwin in the Galapagos. It's only 900 kilometers away from the mainland Ecuador. The most inexpensive way to get there is by swimming there. It's free. But for me, I took a $4 ride-sharing app back to the express bus terminal to catch a bus to the airport. Since this Ecuador episode is long enough, I'll leave the Galapagos to a separate episode, so make sure you watch it. It's really cool, so do it. However, I will show you how I survived the Galapagos intact, and I flew right into Ecuador's second largest city, Guayaquil. So let's check it out. You can get down there with this classic futuristic car as you ride. Oh, never mind. I don't think this 1930 Dodge is fully insured. But here's an option, or few options. Never mind. Actually, taxi is the way to go. It costs approximately $5 and take you directly to the accommodation in the city center. Guayaquil is one of the main South American ports in the Pacific, founded on July 25, 1538 with the name Santiago de Guayaquil by the Spanish conqueror Francisco de Orellana. The origin of the name derives from the love story myth of tribal chief Goya and his wife Quil. Today it is a main port, trading and financial center of Ecuador with a population of 3.2 million. That is a lot of friends waiting for me to meet. I'd like to thank my accommodation sponsor Palace Hotel, the first 5-star hotel in the city, and they offer a luxurious room for both couples and families, a business center, fast Wi-Fi, and my favorite, amazing breakfast providing an in-house restaurant. Not to mention, it is a walking distance to many of the city's landmarks. One of them is this beautiful park and is only 3 minutes walk away. Our journey right here in the center of Guayaquil at the Centenary Park. Now this park is actually built in the 19th century and it's famous for its large, huge 8-point stars. That's why many refer to as the Star Park. Now another attraction is iguanas. There's dozens of them. You can see all over the place, and that's why many also call it the Iguana Park. The friendly and chill green iguanas known as the iguana from Guayaquil. Since all reptiles are cold-blooded, they need the sun to restore the energy spent looking for food. These reptiles come down from the tree to feel the heat and settle themselves in a clear sight, staying static for hours. In 1889, the equestrian monument to Simon Bolivar was built and the place was renamed Plaza Bolivar. By then, philanthropist Manuel Seminario made an important donation to renovate the park. Subsequently, it took the last name of this illustrious citizen. Across the street, there's a place to pray for my past sins committed on this trip. The Metropolitan Cathedral of Guayaquil, or officially the Cathedral of St. Peter's. The current cathedral is a successor to Guayaquil's main cathedral at the time of the city's foundings. The original cathedral was made from wood and located on Santa Ana Hills. This cathedral was destroyed in a fire in 1892. The current building was constructed in a neo-Gothic style between 1924 to 1937. It is getting late, and we can all agree it's time to fuel up. One of the popular street food is shawarmas, but there's something I really missed. So this is actually really refreshing Chinese food done by from my hometown. You get to see this shrimp, rice. There's some noodles on the bottom and fried rice. It looks absolutely amazing. For dessert, don't worry, I got you covered. You'll find tons of cheap eats, most cost less than $1, at the Malecon 2000, the name given to the boardwalk overlooking the Guayaquil River. We cannot forget about Ecuadorian ice creams, but most famous is churros, a fried toll pastry with the origin traced back to Spain and Portugal. Churros are generally prism in shape and may be straight, curled, or spirally twisted. It's fried until they become crunchy and may be sprinkled with sugar. After sugar up, it's time to enjoy the rest of this boardwalk has to offer. The 2.5 kilometers is where the action is at night. Perfect for wife hunting. Okay, just joking. Several of the greatest historical monuments in the history of Guayaquil can be seen along its length, as well as museums, gardens, fountains, shopping malls, restaurants, bars, food court, and the first IMAX theater in South America. The most recognizable landmark is the Mirage Tower, or the public clock, inaugurated in October 1842. The clock was bought in England by Don Manuel Antonio Lazaret, a rich Spanish merchant, a illustrious figure of the independence. The Malecon ends in the north at a very old neighborhood born in the colonial times. It was destroyed several occasions by fire that assailed the city. This is Las Peñas. It's actually more than 400 years old, making it the most historical and the oldest neighborhood in Guayaquil. Now the name is actually taken from the limestones and the cliff that form this hilltop. In 1982, it was declared as a cultural heritage of Ecuador. Located at the foot of Cerro Santa Ana, there is little more to it than a short dead-end roads that are paved with uneven, century-old cobblestones. However, the colorful wooden houses here makes this one of the prettiest corners of Guayaquil. Many of the houses have been beautifully restored, but part of the area that's charmed derive from is flaking paint and gentle despair of those who haven't. A couple of cannons standing by the entrance point towards the river, honoring the city's stewardess, resistance of 17th century pirates, and the street is dotted with few art galleries. Just a few minutes away is a little museum dedicated to the firefighters, established on June 1st, 1979 by the presidential decree and officially inaugurated on July 25th, 1982 under the same name of Colonel Felix Leque Plata, one of the most well-known chief of the fire department. The site was also the first headquarters of the city's fire department, where it is located in a small area of the mezzanine of the old water supplier plant. It's gonna be a 10 minutes ride. That's pretty much all the things we're seeing in Guayaquil. Next, I took a taxi to the intercity bus terminal near the airport. The fare shouldn't cost more than $4 to $5. So finally, I got my bus ticket to go to Puerto Lopez. It's actually window number 26. I'm gonna be leaving around 12:45 or so. We'll have a smooth ride. Maybe grab lunch for now. Let's see what happens. This is a really big mall, by the way. Yes, the intercity bus terminal is also really big. There are also many amenities such as 24-hour bag storage, restaurants, more restaurants, and even a Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's. This is why I lost my will to resist.
One thing I can't resist is ice creams. It's 80 cents. Taste of America. Taste of America. It does taste like McDonald's ice cream, so I'm pretty happy about that. I miss home, by the way.
The direct bus takes about 4 hours to Puerto Lopez, and you can expect real life shopping channel included in your fare. You have different people coming and trying to sell different drinks, stuff like that. This is what you call the real life shopping that live. And so if you want to support them, go ahead, why not? Bus station is actually a little bit away from the city center. It costs $1 to get to the city center, which is where we are right now. But my accommodation is a little bit far away, so it's gonna cost $5 because it's 17 kilometers away. But here's some money-saving tips. If you are willing to take a shared taxi from the town center, it is still $1. My accommodation sponsor, Azuluna Eco Lounge near Puerto Rico. They offer amazing environmentally friendly private air-conditioned cabins for a company of all sizes. Recreation rooms, high-speed internet, free breakfast, water, tea, coffee, and an amazing in-house restaurant. The best of all is only a few minutes walk to the beaches and 10 minutes ride on our frequent bus or shared taxi to Puerto Lopez. I paid a quick visit to the beach. It was nice, but sunset was pretty early, around 5 p.m. So after dinner, there's only one thing to do.
So rare I'm actually able to do this. Just like sit back, not do anything. Thank goodness this place like located in the middle of nowhere. There's no bar, restaurants. So it's early in the morning and I'm heading off to Puerto Lopez and to see the fish market again. We need to go to snorkeling and to visit one of the poor man's galacticos that I'm excited to see about.
Once you get to town, if you don't feel like walking, there's motor taxis costing 50 cents to a maximum of $1. So I asked to be dropped off at the morning fish market. You'll be there within 2 to 3 minutes. That was fast.
So this is the famous fish market here in Puerto Lopez. And if you come early in the morning, you get to see all the fishermen bringing their fresh catches. You know it's fresh when birds are all over the fishies. And if you want to, you can even buy a fish here and bring it home to your hostel or hotel and get them to prepare it.
Puerto Lopez is a quiet Ecuadorian fishing village and located in a small stretch of sandy white beach and is home to the morning fish market, a centerpiece of the local economy. This is where hundreds of tiny blue anchor fishing boats gather after returning each morning with your day's catch and directly sell the fishes to the local populations and restaurants.
Now this is pretty much the biggest fish I ever seen. And that also shows how important is a source of protein from the fishes, especially for a country that's least developed. So I think we are heading back to the fish market right now.
I'm actually here for another reason. The Plaza Island Tour, or the Poor Man's Galapagos. The cost of the tour ranges from $30 to $40, but once again, shop around and bargain hard. The meeting place is usually in the travel agencies where you book. So let's get going. The ride to the Plata Island takes about 45 minutes.
Oh yeah, tour also comes with snacks. They first offer the banana cake, but prefer to go with something more natural. Have a good banana.
And for those of you who want to bring sandals, listen up. Oh, just remember this, there is a 2-hour to 2.5-hour hiking on the island. So do not bring your running shoes, bring a hiking boot. Wow, my god. I think I made some new friends today. I don't know if they speak English, but there you go. Our boat briefly stopped to visit and add a couple more of these cute friends on Facebook. But sadly, they don't understand English or Espanol. So what they are doing right now is basically you have to wash your feet and then put on your shoes. But check this out. Our beautiful feet. It's gonna get more prettier after this. Next, need to clean this lens. Now I look prettier, right? With a clean lens. So next is we're going to start our hike. Maximum 2 hours. Here's one of the rules you must follow. If you don't want to be barbecued, you need this or else this is going to be an end result. You see that? Painful. So the hike is roughly about 2 to 2 hours long, so we're on our way right now. Yeah, so at its peak there's a KFC, so we're gonna drop by to get some fried chickens. And on the base there's gonna be a McDonald's. So if you survive it, you get to have a free Happy Meal. Well, no, not free Happy Meal, half price. And you get to keep the toys as well. Actually, everything I just said is just total bullshit. Forget about that. So, with that being said, I don't even know what the heck we are getting ourselves into. Let's just go on a hike. The Plata Island is part of Montañita National Park and can only be reached by boat from the city of Puerto Lopez, which is 40 kilometers away. Depending on the season, the island can be lush and green in the wet season or bone dry, like right now in December. So the guy was saying that this park is dry right now because it's almost like a dry forest, but next month when it could be totally different. It's all going to be all green. On the island, there's a large diversity of animal species, but most famous being the blue-footed boobies, which is easily recognizable by its distinctive bright blue feet, which is a sexually selected trait. Its diet mainly consists of fish, which obtained by diving and sometimes swimming underwater in search of its prey. And sometimes it hunts alone, but usually hunting groups. Fishes is very important to these males, since their chance of getting hookups with chicks depends on it. This is from my understanding of it. The more blue the male boobies have, the more chance of getting mated or be picked by a female. And what they do is they go out and eat sardines. So the more sardines they eat, the more blue their feet is. So that means I should go and eat more sardines. Maybe I can go and find a wife on my own. I'm gonna try that tonight. Fish for dinner. One thing that's really impressive about these birds is they don't need brand name shoes to walk properly. After hiking up all the way, you'll get a breathtaking viewpoint from the top of the hill. Good job. Now you can enjoy it and take it easy. From here, it's all downhill. On the cliffs, actually, After getting onto the boat, you'll get fueled up.
This is not a coincidence. This is my favorite fruit. Okay. Cheers. Oh yeah, lunch here is cheese and jam. On the way back, now snorkeling time.
Oh yes, once more, my quest for the six-pack abs is on, so get ready.
Actions, you down like this, make a video.
I may not have 6-pack, but I do have 1-pack, and it's and they say fat that to make you float, so I don't think I would drown today. I'm excited. My turn. The water here is really, really clear. You can see lots of small fishes. But there's no turtle or sharks, which is fine. Nice variety from the Galactical Islands. Let's go back and continue snorkel. Join me. That was quite ride. So there's a lot of fish underneath the boat actually. Where's all the buddies over there? I think I'm gonna go back to join them.
Much like the Galapagos, Plata Island has a great visibility and concentrated biodiversity, meaning you can see a large variety of sea life such as fish, manta rays, sea turtles, octopus, etc. But make sure to always follow the boat and don't get too close to the shore for your safety. There are instances of strong current pushing people against the rock, leading to serious injury, so be warned.
Yeah. Current's really, really strong today, so I think I got those Olympic swim trial. I don't know if I made it, but I think at least I finished top 10. Pineapples, whoa. Yo, where's mine? That's I'll forgive him this time.
Puerto Lopez is pretty small and it doesn't take too long before getting to the town on foot. And I discovered every Ecuadorian celebrate two important occasions very seriously. The Black Friday and Christmas.
Every single town has a Christmas market and some of them are really, really big, the one in Guayaquil, and some of them are small like this. But it just showed like Ecuadorians take Christmas really, really seriously. This is actually one of the most popular street food you can find here in Puerto Lopez. It's actually Corvicho, right? Corvicho.
And yes, I'm in search of a cheapie again. My catch of the day is also the most popular street food here called ceviche, an Ecuadorian fish cake. A dough is made from the green plantains with fish fillings and often served with a slice of lime pickles, onions, or hot sauce. But I'm a man, I need a full meal.
I found a chicken place. No, it's not KFC, it's one of the local chains. So this is what you get for $3.50, insane amount of food. So what you get is a rice and also a quarter chicken. I have no clue how I'm gonna finish that much chicken. There are also plantains and a salad, and of course a hot soup to help my throat. Help me. So the soup comes first. Let's see how this stack up. It's actually a corn soup. It's like a porridge, do you know what I'm saying? So next is beans and rice. So what I will do is I'll just mix it together. I think that's how you do it, how the locals do it. And the beans are a little bit cold. Oh no, actually these are lentils. My mistake, these are lentils. I'm Chinese, so I eat a lot of rice, so I have high standards for rice. So what I'm eating is 1/4 chicken plus on top of it 1/8 of a chicken. That's a lot, okay.
It was a really long day, so I ended by heading over to a bus stop and took a 75-cent bus ride home. Nearly crashing into my bed, but not for long. Once again, I woke up early for a ride to Puerto Lopez, and for the first time in my life, I had fish for breakfast.
I don't know what kind of fish it is, but keep an open mind. Great flavoring.
Just remember, there's natural vitamin C, the fresh that is, but I hop onto a motor taxi to the bus terminal. The bus ride is 50 cents, and we are going somewhere white.
So, it's roughly about 6 kilometers away, and I'm taking the bus. So here we go, this is the Whitewater community right here. So actually 5 kilometers that way, but this gentleman is giving me a ride inside there. It's $5. Ready to rock and roll. Let's go.
The $5 includes a 5-kilometer motor ride into Agua Blanca private commune, located inside Montañita National Park, hosting remains of one of the most ancient civilizations in South America, the Montañita. Within a few minutes, we arrive at our first stop.
We just got here to a museum, and oh, that is so hot.
The small local museum shows artifacts and bits of history of Mata people from inhabited in this era before the Incas. The museum contains a large collection of artifacts and informational placards, and the artifacts include knives, hunting, fishing, and cooking tools are on display. Jars are filled with fermented insects, lizards, and snakes. Although you're free to roam on your own, your mission includes a guided tour, and mine is pretty good. Totally legit in English, and show me how people here manage to live without shampoos since the beginning of the era.
Es detergente, shampoos.
That's a natural shampoo right there, and basically made from the tree, the nut. So that was really interesting. Oh, gracias. Muchas gracias.
We made our way to the first site, showcasing the traditional burial with urns containing bones arranged as they were found.
So there's quite a lot of hiking, but the good thing is this part is all shaded.
Next, the community farm and growing endless type of fruits.
Well, this community basically grows its own mangoes, plantains, and different kind of vegetables they consume themselves. So they use the sugarcane to make tequila in this village right here. So these are the sugarcane behind me right there.
And if you're wondering what they are using for fertilizers, here's your answers. But it's okay, we aren't going to get dirty anyways.
That's how he does it. So let me explain. This is from volcanoes. The water is hot, so what you do is you take a shower there and then you put a little bit of mud on it, so it basically makes your skin a little bit better, and then you just go right in there. It's like, and I really want to go and try it.
The tour is not going to be complete unless you smell like a rotten eggs. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Sulphur Spring Lagoon. But be courteous, shower first.
Dude, come in and got my mud. And put on my mud first. Ah. And you can
This is literally the volcano's ass. I'm not joking, I swear to God. Like, so basically what's happening is volcano warm up the water here. It's actually not so hot. You can just feel where exactly the volcano's pour comes out, because when you swim across this lagoon, you can feel like cold area, and then all of a sudden a flood of hot like water. So it's actually really unique to be, and this is actually fresh water. It's not like cold water. It's like salt water. So, but you still, you can't like drink or anything like that. Given that I'm surrounded by fruits, I'm not leaving this place without a taste of it. My solution, getting hydrated the natural way, without the use of freaking water bottle.
If you're gonna ask for coconut water, make sure you ask it's like cold one, because in Spanish it's called frío. Muy bien. Means really good.
We return to the center of the village to the souvenir shop.
There's also a souvenir shop. These are locally made handcrafts. So if you want to support the locals, so you can come and pick up one of the handicraft. And don't forget, you can always bargain, and bargain hard.
Although the ride in is free, the ride out is not. You'll be asked to pay $2 for a motor taxi to take you to the entrance. But as with everything Ecuador, there's always room for bargaining. From the entrance, you can take a 50-cent bus that will take you towards Manchili and get off at the most beautiful beach in Puerto Lopez, the Las Peñas.
So that's the entrance right there. That's very nice. Yes. Ready? Let's go. It's important to support the local economy. If you're gonna be here, you might as buy an ice cream or keep yourself hydrated with water. They also have snorkeling gears that you can rent, and at the same time some handicrafts. And so without me saying this one, check it out. You might as well do it, since honestly it's not easy making a living in this country. The wage is not high. By the way, don't bring your drones here. They said well, they are checking for it. Also the no flash, so if you can take photos, just keep that in mind. The beach is closed at 4 o'clock, so let's get going.
The Las Peñas is an enclosed beach park composed of a nature trail and one of the favorite places for locals to come and relax.
I'll be honest with you, actually, this is the sun is a little bit too strong for me, and my skin's already getting burned, even with the sunscreen on.
I returned to town for my ride home. I slept all the way before paying another visit to the local beach. So I'm going to Montañita right now, and what's so nice about on the main stretch of highway is you can just fly down bus. There's no need to go to a bus stop. The ride costs $1.50 and takes about 40 minutes. Montañita is a small coastal town, super chill. It actually means little hill. It became famous very slowly decades ago as a place for surfing and lots of party people. In fact, it has one of the best nightlife for any town in South America. But in the meanwhile, let's get high first. I'm not joking. So I'm going to paragliding, and my buddies from the hostel say it's a great day. It's almost perfect. But first, we need to hitch a taxi ride. Cost $3, fixed price please.
My name is Pablo. I work from the company Ecuador Paragliding, and today we have the pleasure to fly with you. And it looks like very good condition, so we're gonna have a lot of fun in the air.
I'm totally ready.
Okay.
My life is in your hands, you know that, right?
The backpack, very good.
Oh, exercise.
I need.
Then we get to the preparation, and even more preparation. You got the idea. I know, guys, I just want to take off, but remember, safety comes first.
More forward. Okay, stop. Okay, good. That's so nice.
He's doing all the preparation work so everyone can be safe. I trust him. He's a cool guy. He's been around for 10 years or more. paragliding lessons come with a pilot guide who will take you on an exciting adventure in front of the sea. The guide takes care of all the work, so you just need to enjoy and fulfill your dream of flying. The downside, the flight experience lasts only between 12 to 15 minutes.
Whoa!
Now stand up.
Okay.
How was it?
Can't complain, man. This is like, nowhere to describe it. Now I know how it feels like to be a bird. Now I know why you're addicted to this shit.
Getting high is pretty addictive, so I took a taxi ride to get high again. At least the highest viewpoint for this town.
So if you want to come and take a good view of the panoramic view of Montañita, this is the best spot, the viewpoint. It's actually not really far from the town. Just come up the hill and here it goes.
I'm a little hungry to be honest, and given we're surrounded by sea, they definitely can't screw up those fishes, even if they try.
So here you go. This is my lunch today, deep fried fish, and then with a lime. So what you do with the lime, I'm sure you know what to do. I can just I skip the lime now, I guess. The lime's really hard. Alright, well that being said, let's eat. The fish itself. You don't have to pay attention to the bones, especially the soft bones. But overall, it's pretty good.
After the fish lunch, I headed back to my hostel to sign up for the #1 activity here. That is getting drunk. Just joking. It's actually sex. Okay, just another joke. It's actually surfing. I like to take this opportunity to thank my sponsor for providing me with amazing accommodation for the family on Montañita. They offer both comfortable dorm beds and private rooms, free breakfast, and most importantly, they offer yoga class and retreat. Of course, surfing lessons. Thanks, guys.
They are the first ones to host surfing.
Are you excited?
So we're gonna get a crash course in surfing. I mean, I have surfed before, but trust me, I am no pro. So don't laugh. I will come after you on your Facebook to taunt you if you do. So getting our boards off, and our lesson will begin shortly.
Once again, safety are the priority. So lesson first, and the ground rule must be set.
Lift up your arms.
It's almost like a physics class. So
What I wanna see.
I paddle. My lovely instructor, he's really cool, but like he's a cool cat. He's from Czech Republic, so he knows a thing or two about beers, and of course surfing. And we're gonna walk over to the wave. Yeah.
With that being said, it's time to test out my manhood, or if I'm a quick learner, wish me luck.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is first I'm gonna be walking the water. I don't have a 6-pack, I do have a 1-pack though. So to this deep, and then try to catch a first wave. Hey, I'm a newbie, so be gentle on me. Don't laugh!
It was not easy, but I'm not a quitter, so I went back again, and again, and again, and again, you got the idea, until somehow I made it. Well, guys, not everyone is able to stand on their 2 feet right away, but don't give up.
I might not able to stand right now, but I'm not giving up. If I don't give up, you don't give up.
How was it?
Alright, I just finished did my surfing. This is like trying to get videos out the way. And you can see the wave.
The surfing ends after sunset. It's time for the ride back to the hostel. After a quick shower, it's time to eat. First on the menu, another round of empanadas.
The Chilean style is actually baked, not deep fried. So I'm excited to try mine right now. Oh my god, I miss these empanadas so much. Another thing you can do is you put some chili inside there. So it's really small. It's like $1.50. I mean, I don't recommend you try tons of them because you can, for that much, you can try lots of goodies around the town.
But I'm a man. I need to hunt down some proteins. Since I don't have bones and arrows, I settle for some inexpensive real street meat. I mean, stalls selling Ecuadorian grilled meat. They typically offer marinated chicken, beef, lambs, and fish.
What they are doing is marinated meat. They put it on top of the rice. And you get some plantains, you get some salads. It looks pretty good. I'm going to wait for my turn. So this is the traditional Ecuadorian meal. Actually, as traditional as you can get. As you can see, they do eat rice. This is actually beef and rice and beans, almost like Chinese. And then it is served with some salads and plantains. But that being said, there's nothing else to talk about. Let's just eat. Okay, here you go. Delicious. Now the beef is a bit chewy. You're going to need a little bit more time. Oh wow. See how nice they are? Yeah. What your glass is? Wow, see how nice the Ecuadorian are? Got me an extra piece of beef. So this is a heart of Montañita at nighttime. The market just lights up and there's no reason for you to go home right away after your meal. You might as well share some calories by roaming the street. Another way you can help the local economy is by one of their locally made handmade souvenirs. And but make sure I'm going to be very careful because this car walking because bargaining is part of the local experience, and if they complain, you can blame it on me because I say so. So that being said, there's a car over here and I'll let this guy go.
Bueno, mi hermano, la pista yo te la estoy lanzando, improvisando, aquí con los tres mosqueteros. El chinito bonito.
You can also pick up some drinks or hit up some chicks or join a church service or all of above. Why not? Really, especially you can do all of that here. In fact, one of the most funniest and the most iconic place to go to in Montañita is Cocktail Alley.
So this is the Cocktail Alley and it's a part of Montañita's nightlife. In fact, Montañita is considered one of the top 4 nightlife cities in all of South America. If you walk around this whole alley, you get to see dozens, tons and tons of pubs and bars competing for your business.
In fact, the drinks are so cheap and only cost $1 to $3, making a perfect place to get wasted. The streets are filled with endless drink huts and stalls where you can find all sorts of concoctions, from cocktails and mixed drinks And if you like your drinks to be strong, they'll add a bit of more booze for free. Next morning, I realized I basically did everything there to do in Montañita. So, I like to get high again. You got to do that to kill time, especially the direct bus to Baños leaves at 3 p.m. So, the preferred method of choice is hiking up a cliff between the town of Montañita and Otavalo to the Santa Maria Children's Orphanage, one of the largest in Ecuador. Beside the large complex is a home to a viewpoint which you can get a breathtaking view of the entire town along with the beaches. But it's time to get going. Next stop, the tourist town of Baños. The direct bus costs about $25 to $30, available from your hostel. The total ride takes about 180 hours. Just joking, I mean 18. So we are like 3 hours into the ride and so many more hours to go. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the bus will actually going to stop somewhere for the kids, have dinner, and then they head on to. So we are just arrived at, I think, the dinner point. Join me for dinner. Oh yeah. By the way, I guarantee that you'll be paying American prices at any point they stop. If you really want to be cheap, bring your own food.
Maybe selling my liver is worth it.
So here we are. We are about 1 kilometer away from my accommodation.
Here we go. We got dropped off very close by to my hostel actually. So just need to get my belongings inside the car. Bus, excuse me, early in the morning.
That's a sexy one. Baños del Agua Blanca is a major tourist center due to its natural environment and adventure sport. It's also known as the gateway to the Amazons, as it is the last city still located in the mountain region before reaching the jungles. The city is also a Roman Catholic religious center, as some Catholic believers saying that the Virgin Mary appeared by the nearby waterfall, but despite staring at it at hours on end, I didn't see it. The town's actually pretty small, surrounded with parks, and one of the most important and most recognizable landmark is its main church. Officially, the Church of Virgin of Holy Water is an impressive neo-Gothic church that is central to the spiritual life of the town. The interior displayed many paintings depicting the Virgin performing miracles, while on-set museum shows the history of the town, the church, and the volcano shaping the landscape and influence the life of area's native. The church served as a place of pilgrimage for those who wish to thank the Virgin Mary for her miracles, or those of us who want to pray to get high above to the heavens. But I got another way to reach high up. Maybe not the heavens, but at least above Baños. It all got started with the hotel pickup included in the tour.
So we are going up and up and up the hill right now, and it's pretty steep. So I think it's starting to get really interesting.
Canopy, we have different activities here.
But my sponsor of this tour just could not pass up the opportunity to self-promote their business. That's all cool. But I think safety comes first. So I reminded him that we should get started with a briefing and gotten a little preview what's to come.
You can do a different position.
I know what position I will be in.
You ready, guys?
Here I am, moment of truth. They can kind of fit me up, and then we're gonna be out on our way to Ziplining. actually really excited. As you can see, I'm all like cameraed up. I think the dogs can go first. Maybe not. He's cute, by the way.
Oh yeah, here's a little advice for all of you newbies.
Oh, here's a rule. Never put this in the front.
Yeah, never in front.
In the
Yeah.
back.
Oh yeah. Back.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah.
See
Ready?
them there? Oh my god!
After surviving the first zip line, it's time to go home. Okay, just joking. This time, I'm going to spice up my sex life. I mean, zip lining experience by trying out some different positions.
And I'm really excited. Survived for the first. I think, and right here, the second line. So, I'm going to do it again. Round 2 is over there. So this one, we don't need to break. That's really awesome. That means I can focus on getting great shots. Oh my god! Superman! I always wanted to be a Superman. They made it to the cast.
Next, I fulfill my dream of being a Superman. Who say Asians can't be a Superman? I'll prove all of them wrong.
Fish! Ah! Adventure! Ah! I survived. Okay, we're going to the next line. Number 4. Oh, are we going to go on to the next line? As you can see, I'm out of breath.
By the way, guys, make sure you stay hydrated.
This one, standard position, no braking needed.
Now, before you get sick of ziplining, our guy offered to tender my ride to show that I have such a nice butt in the air.
So amazing! Yay! Okay, so this is the last one. I'm actually really excited actually. I didn't expect ziplining come with a free shower. But I'll have another one, a warm one when I get back to the hostel. Ready? Go!
Finally, this is the end of it. Well, not quite. We're going to get something hot in the end.
Okay, so you get a nice blackberry drink too, especially in this weather. So, oh my god, so good. We're done, and going back right now to the Baños.
after a quick shower, it's time to get going, and we are going to the end of the world, at least swing to the edge of the world. The best way is to get there by bus. It costs only $1.
So the bus was like completely empty like when we get on. And all of a sudden like there's so many white tourists that show up. So it's pretty white now. I see a bright future ahead. The ride's gonna be about 40 minutes or so. The last bus coming back, 6 o'clock. Please, don't miss it. There's a little bit of hike here. It's actually, I don't think it's that bad actually.
The entrance fee is only $1. What a bargain. But for me, I got in free after I told them I was a reborn Christian.
Here we go. So here we are. Hey, I got it for free.
Oh, you did? Yes.
Yeah, man. So we are finally in. It's actually not just a swing. There's a whole park right here, and there's multiple swings, not just one. So hopefully we will have our turn soon. The big swing is over there, the tree house. But there's some small swings over here. And this is actually pretty cool. I think I'm gonna do that. Good job, man. So look like I'm next, and I also want to make a big announcement. I just convert myself into, I don't know, what religion is this? I don't know. Some sort of religion, so that's my headpiece. Yeah! Yo! This is amazing! Yes! It's better than sex sometimes. Ah! Oh! Oh! Oh!
La Casa del Arborel, or the tree house in English, was built to observe Mount Talaragua, a nearby active volcano, but the real attraction is the swings hanging from the tree house. People come here from all over the world to swing into heavens, and of course, take that classic cool Instagram selfie.
This is the big one actually, and there's a bit of lineup for this swing right here. Are you scared? Nervous?
No.
Yeah, woman, not a girl. So congratulations.
The last one.
Last one. Make it best.
What's up? Thank you.
You survived near-death experience?
Yes, I'm shaking.
Ready? 2, 3. Oh! Yay! Son of a bitch! Ay! Loving it! Loving it! Ay! Go Ecuador! In the clouds! Ah! To the moon! To the moon! Okay! Survived! So right now we're going out the tree house. I don't know what's up here, but I think you get a really nice view. Oh yeah, I'm coming. Baby, I'm coming. Go Ecuador. If you want to see what it looks like on top of the treehouse, this is a breathtaking view. A fresh breath of air as well. Enjoy. So this is like a mini zip line, except for you kind of have to, you just sit, and they go all the way on that side, and they come all the way back. This definitely sounds like fun. I think I will have to try it. Oh no! Okay, maybe next time. So if you miss your bus at 6 o'clock, don't worry, just print out these party bus that will take you at one stop, and then they will continue on.
The stop is basically a commission shopping. Most likely is going to be a candy factory. In fact, candy got to be the middle name of Baños. Sweet treats are sold everywhere in the town. It was late. I'm really hungry and really need to fuel up. But there is no shortage of cheap street food. So if you want a local experience, it's actually this is the best way to experience it. Eating with the locals, and basically what you do is they serve it to you, then you just sit in front of them, and it looks pretty good. These places are open from 8 p.m. and on. On the menu here is pig stomach. There's also regular chicken, a chicken stew, and also fried chicken, and also potatoes. There's Chinese street food. There's fried rice. There's fried noodles, I think. After dinner, it's time to party. One of the popular activities offered by many other hostels like mine, the community hostel Baños. Basically, you pay like $5 and you get to have all the drinks for the next couple of hours while bus go round to different sites around the town. We got 1 hour into this party bus. They took us up to a viewpoint and then came right down. So it's very interesting. This is actually the club central of Baños, actually. By the way, if you're wondering where I'm staying, my sponsor accommodation is Community Hostel Baños. They offer amazing clean dorm bed and private rooms with towels included, hot showers 24 hours a day, fast Wi-Fi, lots of community events, and best of all, amazing breakfast and dinner every night. Thanks, guys. Next morning, I woke up early to do something pretty extreme, but not before paying a visit to a central market. If you really want to dine with the locals, this is a place to come. This is Central Market, one Macau Central, and it's also where you find real deals on cheap eats. And I really mean it. Let's go and have a look. And yes, I'd like to thank my tour sponsor Geo Tours for providing me with a complimentary seat on their whitewater rafting. Thanks, guys.
I think we want to go to the lower section. It's if you want to do the lower section, we want to do 16 kilometers we spend in the water, guys. Okay?
It totally worked.
Okay. That's cool, buddy. A wetsuit for you. This is a perfect size. That's a grizzly medium.
Oh, got my helmet. A little bit small, but this is the only one with the action cam. So the traffic's a little bit slow because there was just a landslide. And hey, you can't stop on Mother Nature sometime. Okay, to be frank, take your piss before putting on the wetsuit because it's a total bitch to remove it.
People arriving. Your friend.
Also, before anyone goes out, we need to pump some iron. I mean, inflatable rafts. Damn. I found my accounting degree taught me nothing about how to do this easily. So I give up and let's move on to the safety, please. So listen up for the safety demonstrations and briefings. Okay, that's enough. Let's go and get wet.
Your legs are rock.
So I guess we're ready to go, and that's my lovely partner, and my two amazing friends we met. Just look at the current. It's really crazy how strong the current is. Thank you very much.
Hey, go forward, please. All right, stop. Thank you. Stop. No. Big river. Go forward. 1, 2.
Now guys, I swear to God, I'm not pretending this is hard. It's freaking hard. But they promised me burgers and fries if I survive. I hope I do, because I didn't buy life insurance.
A lot of hard work. Look at this. That's the reward you get.
Also, there's a good chance you'll be thrown overboard if you piss off your teammates. So, pedal hard. By the way, here's a good advice. Once again, do not bring your expensive cameras and phones. Your death awaits them here. But the good news is, if you got an action camera, there is a cute dude on a kayak that will help you capture all the amazing actions. So make sure to take advantage of him. Okay, that sounds so bad. Back.
This is truly crazy experience.
I guess I survived after an hour of conquering the current, so I was escorted away to get my prize of fries and burgers until the act of God got me. Damn it.
No landslide. Okay. So just sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. Finally lunchtime. Man, I am so hungry.
But at least we made it. There's no fries and burgers. However, your lunch is included in your tour. Considering you get a hot bowl of soup, I am a very forgiving person.
Everyone's ordered chicken. I'm totally ostracized right now because I'm the only guy who ordered fish. But I did have KFC last night, so with that being said, let's eat.
And don't forget to spice up your life. This is some good stuff.
This is ají. That's like the Ecuadorian local salsa. It's got some tomatoes, red onions, cilantro, blended peppers, and it's a little bit spicy, but not too much.
Dessert? Banana cake, I think.
That tour lasts about half a day, so I still got lots of time to kill. So next on the menu is seeing the biggest and the meanest waterfall in Baños. I recommend you take a direct bus there for only $1. But if you got time to kill, then go to an agency and pay a $5 for a party bus, and you get to see lots and lots of little ones too. For that reason, it's called the Waterfall Routes.
So get ready to get wet or free shower. If you want to do that, just put your hair out. Oh my god. This is my fourth shower of the day, I think. This is actually a devil's face that's on the wall.
By the way, if you want to take the party bus, get ready for an upsell. No, I don't mean just the mangoes, but a whole list of activities. Yikes. But this time I didn't give in, so I hopped back into the bus. They continued directly to the waterfall. Just joking. There's another stop. This time it's cable cars to see a small waterfall.
I'm gonna ask him if I can go for free because I'm doing a travel show.
Yes, I'm able to sweet talk the poor guy to let me onto the cable car for free.
On the other side. Now, in more than 3 minutes, and they just want to give everyone a chance to take photos and stuff. I'm gonna move aside for more people if they want to go and I'm nice. 2 cameras, 2 hands, very productive.
Next, the upsell continues. Somewhere sweet.
I think we're going to candy making workshop or something like that. Yeah, it's a candy making workshop.
To be honest with you, it is freaking annoying with all these stops, but
So there's more samples. Oh yeah, samples and samples. Apple cider. I think it's apple cider.
But before my tooth falls out from all these damn sugars, we really need to get going to the Devil's Waterfall. By the way, it's located in the town of Rio Verde, and the entrance is $2, but I think I can run some magic.
So we have arrived, and I think that's the entrance right there. I don't think I want to fall inside. Oh yeah.
How cute. There's 2 ways to visit the falls. The original route down to the reach beneath the falls, and a newer, shorter route to the long suspension bridge with a panoramic view of the entire falls.
I'm so beautiful. I'm so beautiful. I am so beautiful. Oh, the whole place is so beautiful.
Commonly referred as a Devil's Cauldron, made out of 3 waterfalls, with the highest being 100 meters. The legend goes that Virgin Mary was discovered hanging out by the falls, and now she protects the local from volcanic activities. This is an impressive spot given that Christianity was not introduced to South America until the 1400s. Clearly, the Inca knew there was something about Mary.
You know what? I really want to go behind the waterfall, but look at this! No! I thought I can show I'm a man. What do you need to do? You need to bring a windbreaker or water resistance jacket. What else? This is your 2nd shower or 3rd shower or 4th shower of the day. You need to go faster.
Oh, he has to pedal faster because he has to light the very top of the street. Come on!
After almost conquering the waterfall, I headed home since it was dark. I also have absolutely no energy to pick up chicks. But next day, I was determined to lose my virginity. I mean, trying out one of the Baños virgin thermal bath springs.
When you come up, there is, I think that might be the cold pool, and there's steam coming up on this one. I think that's the hot spring. How this works is, on that side, get one of those blue baskets, put your belongings inside here, and then you give it to the those guys over there. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing because I want to jump into the water.
The pool opens early at 5 a.m. and charges $4, although I'm able to get in free. There is a surcharge that is unavoidable.
So what you need to do, one of the things you need to do, you need to get one of the headsets that costs $1. It's cold! 1, 2, 3. It's so cold! It's so cold! So that's so cold, and this is so hot. Okay, now I feel better. Okay, so this is not so bad. You just have to like kind of go there and just jump right in, and then you can. It's cold. I survived. It was so cool, but oh my gosh. And I went through this twice already, so I think I'll be here. Just fine. Okay, now I feel really, really hot because I think coming out from a cold to a hot, you kind of don't feel it right away. Okay, dip first, dip first, dip. Okay, so you ready? 1, 2.
For those of you who's on a tight budget and still want to get wet, for free that is, don't worry, I got you covered as long as you don't mind being cold, very cold.
Here you go. Right beside it is a free cold spring.
¿Quién demora de casa de este?
After getting my dose of virgins, it's time to be productive. And today we're going to check out Amazon Rainforest on an organized day tour. It's actually not bad given it's $20 and there's always room for negotiation.
We're still on our way to the Rainforest. I think we're already there.
On our way to Puyo, a town near Ecuadorian Amazon rainforest. Our first stop was a viewpoint overlooking the edge of Amazon. It's pretty breathtaking. The ride takes about an hour or so, and it took us to a remote isolated community home to the Hawaii tribe. We were greeted with a welcome drink, and I have no clue what this sour drink is. Then Hawaii explained some of their traditions and customs, their history, and how they hunted. Some young girl came around to paint the face of everyone. If you refuse, there's a dire consequence.
Oh
wow. Wait, is that what it is? 7 years?
If you don't do it.
Well, now you guys are gonna have great 7 years of sex. Congratulations. Yes. Don't wait. Start tonight.
Although I'm very excited to find out if this is the beginning of 7 years of good sex, there's no phone reception to run dating apps. But I don't mind holding it off for tonight. After all, the traditional dance performance is coming up. If you're not shy, join them. You'll be wrapped in a grass skirt.
glad me.
Although I believe in supporting the local economy, I also have a degree in anthropology and I cannot support using primate as entertainment. Therefore, I urge you not to pay to take photos with them. It's time for lunch, but not before paying a visit to a souvenir shop in the community.
Yeah, I'm going to call a personal injury lawyer. Our bus. Our shower's over. We're heading off to a McDonald's. Just joking. Oh, your tour does come with a soup. Oh, sorry. With a lunch. I need more than a soup, actually. Chicken broth. I think it's chicken broth. The lunch, the main course is very traditional rice and plantains, some salads, and also beef. I'm pretty sure it's beef. It's beef. For a $20 tour, I don't think I can complain about this. Back to the bus.
After filling up, it's time to burn some calories. Next on the menu, trekking the Amazon. Also, please bring your bathing suit. You'll see why later. The Ecuadorian rainforest has an elevation of 400 meters above the sea level. It is few places in the world where it's probably best to travel with a group and a knowledgeable guide, given how easy it is to get lost and all the great spots are hard to find within a day.
Trekking to the Amazon, that's what we're doing right now. It's gonna be an hour and a half. So just be very careful because some areas can be really slippery and the water can be really, really high. Like all the way up to your boots. I'm not joking.
We also get to learn about many of the species of plants, trees, and birds, if you can find them. The tour also includes a fresh dose of facial treatment. And here's a claim. These natural clay will wipe off 10 years off your face. I just can't resist using the dating app after this.
Yo guys, can all of you guys freaking man up? I'm doing it. He said I'm going to find a wife tonight, so yo, I'm going.
You get your 7 years of good sex.
7
your
years
facial
of
for your
sex.
plenty of fish profile. You're gonna clean it up in town tonight.
Clean up in town, yes. Yeah, I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to drink lots of Red Bull. Not going home without some, you know, happy
or that
endings.
tea we had earlier, right?
So what I have on my face
15 minutes.
needs 15 minutes to 20 minutes to be completely dry.
And then you clean.
Then I can clean it. So this,
you don't want to do it.
And they say afterwards, the reward is I'm going to be a very handsome man. I'm rejuvenized. I think I look prettier now, I hope. You better click like on my Tinder profile. Keep going! Yes! Ah! Oh my god.
I was very excited to jump in for real, until minor technical difficulties with the boots.
Okay, almost. Okay, so I am not going to just stand and watch while other people enjoy this pool. So, with that being said,
The ride lasts about 20 minutes and is really nice way to end our day. Maybe not. So we are a little bit ahead of the schedule of going back. So what they are doing is taking us to a chocolate farm, a cocoa farm. Behind me is your beloved raw ingredient for your cocoa or chocolate. These fruits, if you chop in half, you see a whole bunch of seeds inside. And when you refine them, it becomes cocoa, and which makes into chocolate. We get to suck on a raw cocoa bean. Yeah, so this is it. This is it. Okay, I'm very excited. They say chocolate is aphrodisiac, so I'm going to do is I'm going to bring tons of these home and give it to significant others. So after you suck it, I mean, not in a dirty way. Let me put a C here. It's actually bitter. The color is... It's interesting. Here we go. I just did my job of sucking this. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. You can start smelling like fresh chocolate. I'm serious. This is inside after you take out the shell. It's for coca. And these, the shells, is for tea. And you can just smell. Oh wow. You smell chocolate. After you do that, you do this. It's painstaking. And what you come out is down here is refined coca. It's very, very bitter, but you can just like taste the freshness. The traditional method of making chocolate requires a bit of work, with first being needed to be cracked and individual seeds needed to be removed and cleaned, followed by the roasting and removal of shells before being grounded.
You should have gone first to show us that.
Lots of work. Lots of heart. The raw coca is then placed onto a banana leaf and sold as a major ingredient in your beloved chocolates. Without the sugar, it's actually really, really bitter, but that's how cocoa should taste like. The tour also includes a sample of real deal hot chocolate, as well as the traditional pastries.
This is tortilla de yuca. Tortilla with so many onions, salt, and condiments. It's so delicious.
I bet. With that being said, let's just eat.
Pero después
Next morning, I took a $1 taxi ride to Baños bus terminal for my ride to Quitos. It is a frequent hourly bus, but here's a warning. So I just got warned by the ticket seller and the driver that number one, do not listen to anybody who asks you to move the bag. The reason is when you move the bag, if someone tries to pickpocket or steal something, other people won't be able to see it. Number two, don't put anything at all in your luggage storage bin, and also don't put it behind and between your legs. Close your legs if you really have to put stuff on the floor. Always keep your eyes up. Another rule is to make sure the driver give you those tickets for your luggage. So that way they can probably match it when you arrive in Quito. Yeah. So finally arrived at the bus terminal here in Quito, and it's about 11 kilometers away from the city center. The total ride takes about 4 hours. Once arrived in Quito's Quinnipi bus terminal, you need to transfer onto a bus to Cathedral bus terminal for a frequent bus to Otavalo. It's another 2-hour ride. Therefore, I strongly recommend you stay in Quito for the remainder of the day to recover from the bus fatigue. With that being said, let's get going.
So here we go, we have arrived in Otavalo. I want to get out first, and then I get off since I got a little bit more things with me.
Otavalo is a town in the Andean highlands in the northern Ecuador. It is known for its Otavalo market in the central Plaza de Ponchos, where traditional clay indigenous townspeople sell colorful textiles and handicrafts. Everything is walking distance here, but taxi costs $1 if you really hate exercise. But first, I'm going to check into my homestay accommodation chill-out loungings. It's located away from the busy town center, so you can get some peace and fresh air. But there's a bus every 10 minutes, and they provide excellent private rooms, excellent hot and delicious breakfast, fast Wi-Fi, and most importantly, they are always ready for a round of great chat. Thanks, my friend. Alright, let's get to our first attraction, the famous Panecillo waterfall. For only a quarter, you can take a bus directly from the terminal to the front of the entrance. Once you arrive here, you basically are asked to give a little donation in a green box, to maintain this waterfall / park. It's actually really nice. Like, it's pretty green. Mosquitoes. So make sure to bring a mosquito repellent and also hiking boots. This is quite a hike actually. You'll definitely love this place if hiking is your cup of tea, but there's also a lot of real teas and coffees and snacks around if you need a break. Also, lots of locally made handicraft for sale. There's also a thermal pool, so bring your bathing suits, but I want to see the waterfall, so let's get ready to hike and hike more.
Man, this is hell of a hike. I hope the view out there is really good because this is hard work. And there's also a cave here as well. Let's have a look.
By the way, here is my advice if you want to get in, lose some weight and slim down.
Right there, make sure you bring a flashlight and watch out for your head. Wow, this is really, really narrow. And when you get to the end, this is what you get. Is it worth it? I'll leave it up to you.
For those of you who hate hiking, don't worry, you didn't miss much, as long as you're not afraid of getting wet. No joke.
I just found out that real view is not on the top, it's on the bottom. Look at this. And if you're not afraid of getting wet, you can go very, very slowly.
The Panecillo waterfall is one of the main tourist attractions in Otavalo. The beautiful 50-meter fall is considered an indigenous ceremonial site due to the purification bath held here a couple of days prior to Renti Remi celebration, the celebration of sun and harvest.
There's another lookout point on the other side of the waterfall, but I think I have enough of it. Let's just go to
check out something else. Oh yeah. So I decided to come on a bus ride at the entrance on the waterfall, and this will take me to a terminal. I took the bus back to a bus terminal and looked for a frequent bus to San Pablo. Alright, success. So here is the bus. It's a bus that's going to St. Paulo. The bus stops right here, and you just need to go up the block for I think it's like 800 meters or so. Please watch out for cars and mangoes. Believe it or not, this truck of mangoes have been following me everywhere. Here, and also here. Now, this is an example of serious sales effort. If you want to buy mangoes, man, there's even that car come with a mango. More mangoes. This mangoes. I think the girls come to their mangoes too. I tell you what, I definitely is too cool and too fat for that. It makes me feel like I'm young again. They asked me if I wanted to go onto a swing. I told them no, I'm too overweight and too old. It's but it's very nice here. Fresh local air. I'm going up to the second floor of this cruise, and look at the damn view of the mountains. This boat is not going out, it's just stationary, you know. Something for people to come up, take some nice photos and stuff. One of the must-do activities is a short cruise into St. Pablo Lagoon. Totally recommend it for the romantic sunset with your significant others. Okay, where are you from? Located right at the Imbara volcano and 4 kilometers west of Otavalo, the lake formed by water discharged by the Panecillo waterfall. It is also home to many aquatic species such as heron and ducks. It also serves as a resting place for migrating birds. I don't blame anyone taking photos. Look at the beautiful colors. Hell yeah! This is such a beautiful sunset. As it gets darker, the color changes reddish actually. Now sadly, this is the end of the ride. But it was short but nice. I might have to catch a bus to Otavalo, but by no means I'm going home. We are going to do some shopping. Hell yeah! Now Otavalo is actually very famous for many of its markets, and one of the main one is Plaza de Ponchos. As you can see, this market is focused on textiles. So where all the sellers come here to sell not just ponchos, but also jackets, wool products, t-shirts, even toys and shoes. In fact, this is actually one of the most important in all of Latin America. every morning and the evening, with Saturday morning being the market at its busiest. The Plaza to Pancho is a rainbow of textiles, blanket, wall hangings, handbags, table runners, alpaca wool sweaters, and scarf beans as brightly as the Ecuadorian sun, lighting up the largest and the finest craft market in South America.
These kids' clothing are so cute. Now I want to have my own children. Maybe I can get a discount if I tell them that.
The indigenous people of Otavalo, who make up approximately 50% of the town's population, have been weavers since pre-Inca times. In the colonial times, their skills resulted in many of them being forced into textile workshops, creating a textile trade that continues freely today.
Now for those of you ladies who want to look nice, well, there's definitely no shortage of product right here. And if you are hungry after all that shopping, there's also street food you can check out. I'm not too sure what it is, but it looks interesting.
But don't eat too much. For those of you who are thrill seekers, there's also an amusement park next to the market. Their rides can be out of this world, and some of the rides can be bumpy. But if you think today is your lucky day, there's also a machine where you can try out your luck for a big payout. So, good luck. But I'm hungry. Let's eat. I mean, cheap eat that is. There's no shortage of fried food for $1 to $3. But honestly, let's grab something proper. In fact, proper meal shouldn't set you back more than $2. And here is what I discovered.
So what I'm getting is actually a beef tortilla for $2. Here, this is my dinner tonight. It looks fantastic. So what you get over here is this is beef, and there's those are the potatoes, deep fried potatoes with cheese, and this is avocado right here, and with some salads. It looks really fantastic, and I can't wait to try it. I'm really hungry too, so. I think it's a little bit too salty, but otherwise it tastes fine.
After dinner, as usual, I need to burn off some calories. So let's walk. Not too far. It's Simon Boulevard Park, just a few blocks away.
So right now we are here at the Simon Boulevard Park, which is the main park for Otavalo. And behind it is actually the main cathedral of the city.
This is a well-kept, charming old square in the heart of the old town, and that is everything I can find about this square. Sorry guys, however, I did learn something new about Jesus.
Now I learned a lot today, and one of the things is when Jesus was born, he was surrounded and protected by that dog right there. Oh yeah, the dogs get all the credits. Unlike other cities, I'm very surprised and actually impressed. Even at 9 o'clock, a lot of the stores are actually still open. And mostly clothing stores. But for me, it's time to call it a night. I got early morning tomorrow. So we're back here at the bus terminal today, and we're going to a very beautiful and very famous site. And but we'll see later. First thing is we need to go to Cotopaxi, as you can see. And from there I show you what to do. Here we go, let's board the bus. Okay, so what's happening is finally the drop-off stop point that's close to the lake. lake. And so the smart thing to do is, after meeting all these cool friends, just share a taxi. That's the best way. And I mean, 4 of us means it only costs $1.25 each. It's $5 ride. So don't forget to bring a copy of your passport. Oh, here you go. We are right near the end. Yeah, and later. Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, it's okay. It's yeah. Oh, okay. It's all good. I paid a little bit more.
Sorry, yeah.
Also in the parking lot, you can see across there is small boats. They are 30 minutes ride across the lake. Now what I recommend you is go do the hike and then you can relax on the way down. It's 5 hours all around the lake, but there's no freaking way I'm doing the 5-hour trail. I'll do like 1 hour up, get the nice vantage point and come back down and enjoy my time on the boat. And then we'll be on our way. So with that being said, let's get going. Oh my God! Can these taxis just drop us off at like a proper place?
By the way, I have no clue why the hell taxis drop us off so far away from the trail. It's actually located at the entrance and begins inside the Visitors Information Center. The center provides information on the available path, but as well as the different plants and animals that occupy this inactive volcano. There's also a section dedicated to showcasing the local cultures and the people occupying this land for the thousands of years. But I'm ready for some hike and redeeming my sins with a bunch of nuns.
1 minute, 44 minutes to go. I'm walking with tons of nuns behind me, by the way. Okay. We got some Chinese here. And I think we're taking over the world. That's so true.
One of the first stops of the hike is check out what the heck is the Chinese doing here. Just joking. I'm actually checking out the sundial.
See this? This is the astronomical calendar right behind me. No problem. They're fascinated with Asians.
Basically, a sundial is a flat plate collector which casts a sunlight shadow onto the dial based on the apparent position of the sun in the sky, allowing the device to tell the time of the day.
Self-obsessed with selfies. Hello. Wow, it's my turn. Okay.
Cococha has a 3 kilometers wide caldera and a crater lake at the foot of Cotopaxi volcano. Its name comes from the Cococha indigenous language, which means guinea pigs laguna, due to the guinea pig shape of the largest island in the middle of the laguna. Caldera was created by the massive eruption about 3,100 years ago and has been dormant since that time. So you're safe, at least for now.
Another viewing point right here. Look at that. It's pretty amazing actually. Look at this. Now that is heck of a view. The best place to take selfies, I think. 8.4 miles for 14 kilometers. Honestly, come on. I'm not gonna spend 5 hours to do this because I got other things as well. However, let me hike for an hour, go up to a nice point and return. I think it's beginning to rain actually. Thank goodness. Got a weather resistance camera. Resistance jacket. But I don't have a tire resistance body yet. But I'm training for it. If you know how to do CPR, come over. Right now, I need a mouth-to-mouth passion CPR with benefits. I don't know if I want to continue, but so much drama. I want to bring.
Alright, the hike is pretty steep at times, so beware of your physical limits and also bring some water. And for me, I think I reached my limit, and moreover, my interest in continuing on. After view from here is already pretty spectacular.
Back out here, I'm gonna walk the inn down there and just hop onto a boat.
If you don't like hiking, there's also another way to get a spectacular view of the lake. For only a few dollars, you get to hop onto a boat. Oh yes, I managed to sweet talk my way into a free seat again.
So there is no fish in this lake because this is actually a volcano. However, if you go underneath the water, as you can see, there's actually a bubble of gas coming out. So a gas emission.
The lake, which is 200 meters deep at its deepest point, is highly alkaline and contains little life. The intra-caldera islands, on the other hand, supports wildlife, most notably silvery grimbees, which lives around the reef and feeds on the small fish, frogs, clayfish, small water snakes, plant seeds, and insects.
Maybe like a hot tea. Oh, that's it. And how nice this is. So what this is actually, they call it sugarcane whiskey. It's really hot. Alcohol. Okay. Look at that. How can you say no to fresh mangoes?
Although the drink is hot, including the price of your ride, it's not gonna keep you hot for too long, especially when the weather doesn't behave. So always be prepared to get wet by wearing a rain resistance coat to walk to the entrance for your taxi ride back to Cotopaxi bus terminal.
Asked them to drop me off near the station, which is right here. And the reason is I want to go and eat something first before hopping on the bus to head to our next place. The problem here in Cotopaxi,
sadly, there's really nothing to eat here in the town. So the most logical thing to do is escape from famine with a bus ride to San Antonio de Iberia.
Let's see what the heck's going on.
By this point, I'm really hungry. For $2, I had an incredible, amazing meal.
This is the first restaurant near the bus where it dropped me off, and I just can't resist. I'm hungry, so let's check this out. Soup, popcorn, and a drink. Looks good to me. It's not cold, but it's fresh. I don't know what this is, but it tastes like a small version of Korean rice cake. Very natural. There's not much of a seasoning, but the meat is very tender, you know what I'm saying?
San Antonio de Iberia is located just 6 kilometers away from Iberia and was once a small town like many others, until it became famous for wood carvings. In fact, the tradition has been preserved for hundreds of years by the local artists. Today it's considered a capital of wood artisans.
The artist here is actually working on these structures, and it's actually really time consuming. Sometimes it takes from 15 days to 1 month to complete each one of these works, and it's truly a labor of love. Approaching the Central Park here at the San Antonio, and it's surrounded by wood carvings, sculpture, because this city happened to be most famous for its wood carvings. There's another one right there. So I'm going to check it out. Maybe there's some gallery or something we can.
The wood carving is extremely important to the local economy and create many employment opportunities through the many of these workshops and galleries set up surrounding the plaza. One of the must-see and the most famous free galleries is run by the most well-known pioneer artisan, Luis Potosi. Here is where you can admire some of the lovely works by this artist that includes fine decorations with Inca-inspired themes, religious imageries, and many other artifacts that makes it a great decoration for your home.
All these are actually handmade, and the gallery owner is actually Luis Potosi, and I don't know how much time he put into doing this, but it's pretty impressive. You can just buy them actually, like I said, it's not that expensive. And oh, look at this, maple leaf. Makes me remind me of home. Muchas gracias.
Yeah. Bye you. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Have fun. It looks really nice over in the area actually, so I hope it's still going to be the same like it. This shouldn't be more than like 10 minutes bus ride actually. So this is actually pretty common, where musicians or candy sellers get on the bus, try to sell stuff and things like that, which is really interesting. So what I'm going to do is give them 50 cents. It might not sound a lot to us, but to them it actually means a lot. So why not? Muchas gracias. Why not? They work hard. In fact, it's right across. There's a big commercial, like a little like outlet market.
The bus dropped me off right across from somewhere where you get great deals, especially deals on shoes, and more shoes and more shoes. You got the idea.
Really think they should call it a shoes market, because there's shoes, there's more shoes, inside shoes, outside shoes, there's shoes everywhere. It's really crazy. Now, I think honestly, take a look at my shoes. I think I need to get a new one.
But there's always some room for pirated DVDs, including this program right here. Given I'm on a budget, I have to painfully suppress my lust for shoes. I'm hoping for God's mercy on my soul. Luckily, the Basilica of Our Lady of Mercy is really close by. The main facade of this place of worship is formed by Gothic and Romantic elements. As a relevant example of ancient art is the main altarpiece or Baroque style in gold leaf that in the center of the house houses a sculpture of Our Lady of Mercy. At the bottom of left eave stands a life-size crucifix that comes from the chapel of Hacienda de Pesio. Adjacent to the Basilica is Ibarra's main plaza and park. Basically, by this point, I have enough of both church fatigue and plaza fatigue. Both are beautiful, but I think I had enough. Honestly, it's time to go home, but if you're hungry, there's lots of inexpensive street food along the way to the bus terminal, along with more markets.
But right by the actually bus stop, there's another market actually. If you do have time, really come and check out. But honestly, I really need to catch a bus back to Otavalo. So the reason I'm actually heading back to Otavalo so early is because after 6, the intercity bus terminals start to close down, and the bus to other cities from here is very limited. Make sure to have 15 cents ready because it costs 15 cents to get into the terminal. That being said, our bus should be one of them. Let's get going. So you see this? Otavalo, that's getting our what's called a bus. So let's get on.
Bienvenidos. Bienvenido.
He's really cool. He's really cool. Here we go. This ride takes roughly about 45 minutes. It's roughly about 20 kilometers away. Welcome back to Otavalo. Oh yeah. So it's almost 7 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is by taking all the bus back home. I'm back at the station, so I'm ready getting to leave for Quito, but we'll make a surprise stop. We're going to go to see another center of the world. Oh, Cayambe right here. So right here you see Cayambe. That's the bus we're going to get on. Let's go. So the bus is leaving right now, and the reason we are stopping at Cayambe is because it's on the way to Quito, and there's like the real center of the world. I have to go and see.
Once you arrive, just walk a block towards the main street. From here, there's frequent buses towards Quito. Tell the driver you want to get off at Cusando Sundial. It's only 6 kilometers away, so the ride shouldn't take more than 15 minutes. Most likely, get ready for another round of live music.
It does get annoying sometimes, but I'm so used to it. Well, I don't think I need to go to see a concert. You get one almost on every single bus. Given your GPS, it shows the latitude of 0000.
Now, there's a lot of places claim to be the center of the world, but this sundial claims to be the most accurate, of the most accurate, of the most accurate. Now, that is super cool.
Right down there is the actual line of the equator to 1 millimeter accuracy.
And also the ancient people in the world, they knew about this because this was a need for them to establish the agricultural calendars, have a social organization, religions, everything. This monument, as you can see in this picture, which is even near Quito, is not on the line. It's 270 meters outside of the equator, where actually thanks to the satellite technology, GPSs, smartphones, it's very easy to prove where is located the real one. That's why when the people come here, they didn't from the smartphones or GPSs, 1 millimeter precision over this line.
All right, so on the other side, a little bit more sunlight actually. We're going back to Quito right now, and the bus is right across from the street from here. This is really convenient. Enjoy the ride. I think it's gonna be like about an hour and a half ride. we need to find a tram back to the old center where I live. I was completely exhausted. I basically chill out for the remainder of the day in my hostels since tomorrow will be my last day in Ecuador. It's not going to be walk in the park. It's also going to be early too. So today is my last day here in Ecuador, and I decided to sign up for a tour for Cotopaxi Mountain. See, I'm really tired, so I'm going to take an easy way out. You can just do this on your own, and I don't think it's that complicated for less than $10. You can even do this on the way from Baños to Quito, and there's a lot of jump on, hop on, hop off buses that will let you get off in Cotopaxi. The full-day tour includes an English-speaking tour guide, transportation, breakfast and lunch, and bike rentals. The cost typically between $30 to $40, so remember to bargain, and bargain hard. So I think it's breakfast time. Looks like the breakfast looks pretty good. How good is this? Honestly, I know a lot of you don't eat breakfast every day like myself, but for today, you definitely need it. Need it bad, and all the sugar you can get for the high altitude hike. No kidding here. As well, if you need to take a piss or a dump, please do it here.
Venezuela territory, the mountain range.
You recommend we grab some water? Because the air is really dry out there. Also, if you want to save a couple of bucks, make sure to bring some bottled waters from home. Now, remember I asked everyone to go to the bathroom. Those guys and gals did not listen. And they are doing their thing right now in the bushes while I get to enjoy the beautiful landscape. So everyone's finished their thing. I bet that's the best piss they ever had in your life.
meters. Please don't forget we are into protect area. We need to respect the rules. The first rules is walk together with everybody. The next place
I mean, I'm not smart, but I'm smart enough to bring this windbreaker here. Cotopaxi is the active stratovolcano in the Andes Mountains and the second highest summit in Ecuador, reaching a height of 5,897 meters. It is one of the world's highest volcanoes, and now this is my way of getting high. That's how difficult this is. Not easy.
Many sources claim that Cotopaxi means shining pile or mountains in indigenous language, but this is unproven. According to a local who speak Quechuan, Koto means moon and Paxi means neck. This refers to a crater of the Cotopaxi looks like the crescent moon. The mountain was honored as a sacred mountain by the local Andean people, even before Inca invasion in the 15th century.
About hypoxia business.
Given the high altitude, the air here is very thin compared to sea level, which makes the hike even more difficult given our body have to breathe harder and our heart beats faster. So please make sure you are confident on your physical level to march on, and if necessary, slow down, take a break, and drink some waters. With that being said, let's continue.
Congratulations, sir. Rest of the troublemakers here. Ah! Cotopaxi! Yes! Now, you see this? These are all ice. Because I paid for this, I'm gonna touch it. We got enough ice in Canada, but fuck, this is Ecuadorian ice. Motherfuckers.
By the way, where am I heading to? Cotopaxi has one of the few equatorial glaciers in the world, which start at the height of 5,000 meters. That is what I'm aiming for, and as you can see, I should have some extra sugar for breakfast.
You see this? I'm going to lick the ice! Yes! I paid for this! Oh, I lost my water bottle, but I would get my water from natural source! Yeah! Put your cameras away and look in front of you, because if you get hurt here, trust me, there's no hospitals. Be very careful.
Since 1738, Cotopaxi has erupted more than 50 times, resulting in creation of numerous valleys formed by the mud flow around the volcano. The last eruption occurred from August 2015 to January 2016. Cotopaxi was officially closed by authorities to climb until it was reopened in October 7, 2017. Believe it or not, I'm actually zoning out from consciousness. By the way, if you're seeing yourself in this state like me, you need to relax your ass. Recover before returning, please. By the time I made it back to the bus, I'm totally brain dead, at least temporarily. But I paid for this experience, and I'm not going to let go of mountain biking. After all, I used to be a member of varsity mountain biking team. I cannot let my manhood down.
Mother rule is please don't take photos and ride a bicycle at the same time, because the road's very rocky and also you can like really hurt yourself. All the years I've been cycling, this is probably the rockiest. It's quite a landscape actually, really. Oh.
After making it to the meeting point, there's a small lake with wild horses. was offer some hot tea as the tour guide secures the mountain bikes. I helplessly clap inside the van. The tour ends with a lunch. Since you have seen me eating thousands of times, this is what I'm having. Done.
Now I can sleep on the bus. Alright, all aboard. Let's go.
We arrived in Quito around 5 p.m, so I still have some time to experience the last of our Ecuadorian Christmas festivities and atmosphere. And of course, street food. Lots and lots of it. It's also my last chance to pick up some checks. I mean, pick up some souvenirs and deals. And there's no better place than the Quito Central Commercial Market, especially a paradise for those who loves fashion. No joke. This is coming from a runway director for the official New York Fashion Week. Yes, that is me.
One thing that's really surprising here is it's really, really big actually. I mean, you can go walk for hours and hours and not get the end of it. There's more clothing down there, look at that. I don't think I need to buy any clothing, but I like to check out. You can even find old-fashioned DVDs of movies and stuff. I don't know if they are properly licensed.
I started packing up and prepare for my early morning departure. I recommend you prepare to leave the old town at least 4 hours prior to your flight departure by taking a ride-sharing app for about $4 to the bus terminal offering the Airport Express. The entire journey is about an hour, provided no traffic jams. And this is my magnificent journey to the amazing country of Ecuador. Ecuador is considered by many the hidden jewels of South America, and there's so many reasons I can give you to visit this little but progressive nation. From being surrounded yourself with nature and its most biodiverse environment, to immerse yourself in the local culture, to being the center of the world, and both witness the cosmopolitan and its contrast. My favorite is the warm hospitality of people of Ecuador, with its open arms, its diverse landscape, and its food. Ecuador is truly a magnificent country, and there's no doubt its experience will captivate your spirit, your heart, and your soul.